I want to welcome everyone to our Live Well and Stay Healthy Wellness webinar series brought to you by the Family and Community Health Sciences Department of Rutgers Cooperative Extension. My name is Rachel Tansey, and I am the Senior Extension Associate with FCHS working out of the Monmouth County office, and I will serve as your host today. I just want to go over a few things before we move on to the presentation. A few of our webinar logistics. First of all, this webinar is being recorded, and as participants, we ask that you all stay muted with your videos turned off. Please post any questions you may have for our presenter in the chat box, and we will have time at the end of the presentation to field those questions. I also wanted to quickly go over our cooperative extension structure for those of you who aren't familiar. Rutgers Cooperative Extension is a partnership between the Board of County Commissioners, Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey, and the USDA's National Institute of Food and Agriculture. And we have a faculty or staff in 20 of our 21 counties. And we are comprised of 3 departments, one of which is the Agriculture and Natural Resources Department, the 4-H Youth Department, 4-H Youth Development, sorry, and the Family and Community Health Sciences Department, that is FCHS. We here at FCHS provide an outreach in New Jersey and beyond on topics related to nutrition, chronic disease, prevention, and health-related, food safety, and overall wellness. We hope you all visit our website for nutrition and wellness-related resources and follow us on social media. So it gives me great pleasure today to introduce to you Joanne Kinsey. She will be discussing everyday mindfulness, something I'm sure we can all benefit from today. Joanne Kinsey is a Family and Community Health Sciences educator and associate professor at Rutgers Cooperative Extension in both Atlantic and Ocean counties. We are funded through the New Jersey Agriculture Experiment Station. Ms. Kinsey has a master's degree from Drexel University. She is certified as a workforce wellness specialist and is also a registered yoga teacher. Joanne's specialization areas are nutrition, worksite wellness, healthy lifestyles, human development, laughter therapy, and technology and education. She's also developed the Healthy on the Job Workforce Wellness Program, which provides evidence-based information to employees and their employers. Joanne also enjoys making simple online videos for our consumers. Today, we will discuss simple tips on being mindful every day and how to incorporate them into our busy schedules. So without further ado, I will hand things off to you, Joanne. Joanne, you're still muted. You're still muted. Are you able to unmute yourself? Maybe I can unmute you, I'm not sure. It just says to ask. There you go, now you're unmuted. Perfect.
Sorry about that, everybody. I'm not sure why I wasn't seeing the place where I could unmute or mute myself. Hi, glad you're here today. Welcome. And I hope you enjoy this opportunity to sort of take a little bit of a step back, practice some mindfulness with us, which really will help you to feel very calm and relaxed, I hope. So we're just going to get started right away. So this is a view that I took a recording of back a couple months ago. As you can see, there's still a little bit of snow on the ground. And we'll talk about what mindfulness is, but just watch this, see, just see what surfaces in your mind. Oh, not sure what that is. Okay, mindfulness is really taking a look at what is around you. And it can be inside the house, outside of the house, It can be anywhere, anytime. So a part of this program is we're gonna talk about mindfulness and what it is, and talk about the benefits of mindfulness practice, which is something that's so very simple to do. You'll have the hang of it in a matter of minutes, and just kind of take a little, like some examples of mindfulness, and we'll walk through together a few of them, and then we'll just kind of play with that a little bit, and we'll try to figure out how we can incorporate that in our lives. So our goal really for today is for you to walk away with an "I can do this" feeling, and look for those opportunities around you. Are you mindful of your body? I mean, maybe you are, maybe somewhat you are mindful of your body and what it needs and how to repair itself. But we all need to spend a little more time working on that. It's not something that we just know how to do. We can fix everything that is happening that we don't care for in and around our bodies. So, and that's why it's called mindfulness practice, because it's never perfect. It's a practice, something that you do all of the time. So are you dealing with stress? Is it becoming too much for you at times? Or maybe you're able to deal with stress. Maybe you're able to deal with small stressors, like, oh, they don't have this item in the supermarket today, to the big stressors in life, life-changing kinds of stressors, because they can be really difficult. Are you mindful of the food and the physical activity that your body needs to keep you in optimum health? I mean, we all sort of know what we should be eating, right? And we all sort of know how much physical activity we should be getting. But the truth is that most American adults are not eating the proper foods to be at optimum health, and they're not getting enough physical activity. So while we think we're doing this pretty good, maybe not. So we may need to investigate that a little bit more with other programs that we're doing. And how about your sleep? This is a really tough one, especially it seems as we are getting older, that sleep becomes a little bit more difficult, and sometimes a lot more difficult. So we have to find ways to kind of get ourselves back to sleep, keep ourselves in a calm place, and know how to deal with it, because a sleepless night is very stressful, and it sets you up for a stressful day that follows. So we need to work on that a little bit too. And how about me time? Are you getting time for yourself? Are you getting time to do the things you want to do on top of all the things you have to do? Hopefully you can work in a little bit of me time. And mindfulness is really all about me time. So we're going to see how you react to doing that. And what about your brain health? This is such an important part of our body that we can't overlook it. We need to exercise our brains a bit. Look for new opportunities and challenges. Maybe you like doing puzzles, or maybe you like reading. You need to keep your brain active, because that will help your body to be as healthy as it can be. So we're going to sort of turn toward nature today, because nature provides these incredible opportunities all around us every day, no matter what the weather is, for us to kind of like get lost in nature for just a few seconds. And when you do that, it relaxes your brain. And we need to exercise our brains, it's true, but we also need to find ways to relax and slow down our brains, even if it's just for a few seconds or a few minutes, hopefully every day. So we look to the environment, what's around. I'm sitting in front of a window and I see trees and flowers and the grass. I see a lot of nature in front of me. And even though I look at it pretty often, most days, that it's not really the challenge of what's there, but maybe the weather is affecting it. I mean, we just came off a very rainy few days, and while people don't really care for that so much, it's also an opportunity to sort of slow down, maybe just a little bit. So this is one, I'm going to start this video in a second. This is a video I took using my phone just a few days ago, about a week ago, of these beautiful flowers. On a very light breeze kind of a day, you probably won't hear any sound, although you may, because in the background, there's a very small plane with a very light hum. But either way, just watch the flowers, pay attention to the color, the movement, the calmness of what's happening. So I hope you were able to hear that. I'm not sure if you could, but there are birds chirping in the background. So there's a lot going on in the simplicity of looking at these beautiful flowers. Since people enjoy nature so much, we spend a lot of time looking for opportunities in nature, right? Sometimes our vacations revolve around some of the items you see here, like looking at mountains or watching the ocean, or just trying something different. So taking advantage of that is really important for us. And you don't have to go on vacation for those moments, because mindfulness happens in moments. You could spend an hour taking a walk, and that's wonderful. But mindful moments really are like a minute to 3 to 5, maybe even 7 minutes of time where you're sort of just getting into the scenery and relaxing your brain. So keep in mind that mindfulness happens all the time. So like I said, regardless of the weather, in one of these pictures, you see sort of a foggy day at the beach, which has its own beauty, right? Gardening is a very well-practiced mindfulness activity by millions and millions of people. Gardening allows us to interact with the nature, to actually kind of get our hands dirty a little bit, to change our scenery maybe by putting some herbs in a pot to grow. This is a great time to do that. Or putting some annuals or flowers in a pot. And as you're tending to your garden, even if it's a pot, even if it's a pot on the counter in the kitchen or in a windowsill, it gives you some enjoyment because you see this living thing sort of change maybe day to day, and you see it evolve and grow. Maybe it's colorful, maybe it's not, maybe it's something that's edible, or maybe it's not. But gardening really gives you those opportunities. What are the health benefits of mindfulness? Well, this is pretty good, right? Look at this. This is like a super pill that you can just grab a hold of almost any time. Calming the brain is very important. We need to have moments where we rest our brain. And for some people, that happens with their eyes closed. So if that is you, if you close your eyes, then you're kind of tuning out everything that's around you. So that kind of takes away that sort of stimulation, and it gives your brain a chance to slow down. If you're having blood pressure issues or you're stressed, it can help you. Just these moments in your day. It can help you with your mood and make you feel better and make you motivated for what you need to do. It can help you to improve your weight maintenance too. And that's always a tricky one for people. We need to be able to step back and not get caught up in the moment sometimes, and really think about what we're doing, think about our goals. And mindfulness is part of that too. So it helps us in our work, whether we're working around our house or working outside of the home, to have that mental clarity in terms of what do I need to do today and how am I going to get there? It helps you to focus. And of course, everybody always asks about how can I get better sleep? If you have mindful moments through your day and you train yourself to be very mindful as you're getting ready for sleep, it can help you to sleep. It can also help you kind of perk up if you're too tired. Let's watch. I'm not sure if you can hear the sound on that. There really is very little sound, as you would expect when snow is falling. But there's so much beauty when snow is falling. There's also beauty when rain is falling. It's just one of those calming, serene types of moments. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hey, but wait, I have to go out and drive in that. I get it. I understand. But for those few moments or this 10-second video, it gives you a chance to escape from that and just look at the beauty of it. Just take it for what it is. This is another scene that can be very calming for people. And I'm not sure if you're going to hear much in this scene. You may hear some birds in the background. It's really a pretty quiet scene. But think about the movement. Think about the colors. Think about and observe the wind. You know, is it a breezy day or just a little bit lightly breeze? Is anything else interfering with that moment? So let's just pay attention to this. This scene can be anywhere. It literally was taken off the side of the road. Just happened to be something that I thought might be interesting to look at. So we don't always have to have the ocean view or the mountain view or the magnificent view to have a mindful moment. It can happen in some unexpected places too. Just gives you that few seconds to relax and be calm. So let's talk a little bit more about mindfulness. And I really love this John Kabat-Zinn quote about his expectations for mindfulness, because it puts it into perspective. Mindfulness is a moment to moment interaction with you, yourself, in your head, in your brain, in your mind, in your body. It can happen for one moment. It can happen for the next moment or another moment. Whatever you do, you're in the mindfulness state of mind, you're really paying attention to what you're saying, what you're feeling, what you're hearing, maybe what you're tasting, what you're smelling. So you're looking at the senses that you have and you have access to and trying to put it all together in a moment. It's really paying attention, and it's paying attention to right now in this moment, because the next moment has something different. So keeping your mind present, I have to tell you, is work. It takes a little bit of practice to be able to do that and tune everything out and stay in this moment. It's only a moment, it's short, but to tune out and kind of focus on your body. Lots of times, mindfulness focuses on your breathing. And the reason we do that is because if you're thinking about your breathing and practicing certain breaths with your breathing, your brain is busy. It's not thinking about other things. You're just focusing on your breathing. An important part of mindfulness is to be non-judgmental. Now, this part is hard for some people too, because it's not looking at the grasses in that recent video and saying just kind of dry there, or maybe they need rain. It's non-judgmental. It is what it is. Exactly what it is, and that's all that it is, and that's what you take it for. So if you're non-judgmental about your mindful moment and saying, I didn't do that right, maybe I could do it better, and thinking, that was my moment, it was mine. You have to be non-judgmental with yourself about really focusing, and it's okay to take those moments. And as I said, lots of times well, all the time, we're including our senses and especially our breathing. That way we can control our thoughts. We can calm our brain. Let's look at some of the other benefits of mindfulness. Now, you're going to like some of these, right? Oops, did I go too far? Oh, how do I go back? Not that far. I need a mindful moment, don't I? Mindfulness really helps you with your emotional and your mental health in a good way. And if you've ever been in any type of recovery program or support program, mindfulness is usually an important part of that because you have to kind of tune everything out and focus on yourself. It helps you with your memory and your attention span because you're able to isolate moments and really observe what's happening around you in so many ways. And it helps you to kind of say, hey, you know what? Big world out here. Mother Nature is bigger than all of us. And we can change some of it, but we mostly can't change anything in it. So it helps us understand our place in this big environment, in this big world. And anything that helps us to be more resilient to what is happening, around us in the world, especially stressful kinds of issues, we all need that. We need to be resilient. I think we've really learned a lot about resilience in the past year. So let's try this practice. I took this video in the fall and it was a breezy day. And what I want you to do is just explore what's happening in the video once I get it started. Look at the shadows, the trees, the leaves, and hopefully you can hear the sounds too. That's very calming. It gives you a chance to use your senses, use your vision to say what's happening in this picture, and your sense of hearing what's going on, and hear the leaves building up in the wind. Think about if you have a phone that you carry with you, or if you have a camera, think about finding your own mindful moments and recording them. And then, when you're having a rough day, you want to look back at them, and it may help you to deal with those stressful times a little bit better. So how do we move forward in this mindful approach to life? And this isn't rocket science. You know how to do this, but sometimes we get a little sidetracked in life because we get too busy. And believe me, I know so well, because I tend to get myself too busy sometimes, that sometimes we need to just step back, keep it simple, look around us in our environment, inside, outside, and trying to make it as healthy as possible. Because if your environment is calm around you, then your brain will be a little bit more calm too. I'm thinking for some people that may be clutter around you. For some people, that's very annoying and irritating and will keep you from having that sense of calm. Everybody has their little issues, right? Whatever they are, but find the way to make your environment simple and calm and safe so that you feel comfortable. We also need to think about how to have a positive vision. And the best way to do that is to start with early in the morning. And I always tell people this could be your first moments of being awake in the moment when you're waking up. It could be that first few seconds, when you're waking up and you're realizing, aha, a new day. And you just stay there for 30 seconds, a minute, and think about being grateful for this new day and think about what you want as your intention for the day. Now, it may be related to chores or work you have to do or not. You may say, my intention for today is to be calm, or to learn how to be calm, or to be patient, or to meet a new person. Your intention can be whatever you need for it to be. And by setting an intention and how to get there, your vision, then you can have a great day. And at the end of the day, when you think about, what did I accomplish today? Maybe you can point to that. Maybe you found something that made you calm. Maybe you worked on, you like to fiddle around with art, and maybe that helped you to be calm, or a walk by yourself or with friends helped to make you calm, or just looking at some beautiful pictures, maybe just the thing that makes you calm. For some people, it's cooking. I'll be the first to admit that cooking is actually a relaxing activity for me. Now, if I was cooking for 100 people tonight for dinner, maybe not so relaxing. But for me to think about what I'm going to make for a meal and the components it takes and what I need to do in the preparation, maybe the cutting, the chopping, and getting it ready. And then when it's time to eat the meal, then kind of savoring the moment. This is so important. Thinking about where the food came from, or what you did to put that meal on the table. Or maybe it's all about the taste or the reactions of other people. So sometimes cooking can be very relaxful for people. I know it can be very stressful for other people, but we all have our interests. Sometimes working on projects or hobbies or crafts is very relaxing for some people. It kind of takes you out of the moment, and it gives you a focus. And it gives you some really good brain exercise too, because you're going to focus on what you're doing, how you're doing it, what that end product is going to look like. And then you get that self-fulfillment of, hey, I did that. So can you do this? Do you think you need a prescription? No, you don't. You can do this. You can, we're going to try this together again, but I encourage you to try this on your own, maybe just sitting in a chair. You don't even have to go outside. Just kind of give yourself that calm vision in your head. Maybe in your head, it's that happy place, that beautiful scene you saw, or that happy moment. What I encourage you to do is take your walk. Your walk is different from my walk. All of us approach that differently. What's your walk? Is it walking in the house? That's okay. Sometimes that's my walk too. Is it walking in that neighborhood? That's good too. Or walking around your property, or walking down the street in a safe place, hopefully on a sidewalk, and observing what's going on. So just this person did not know I was capturing the video, but I have her permission to use it. It's a good friend of mine taking her walk. I hope you were able to hear the sound on that, because the ocean was very loud at the time. And that sound, as you're sitting on a beach or walking on a beach, kind of overwhelms a little bit in a good way, and it takes you away from all the other reality. Look for really simple opportunities to enjoy nature. Maybe it's the flowers in front of your neighbor's house. Maybe it's a wooded area that you walk by occasionally, or you like to look at. Maybe it's the trickle of a stream. And I hope you can hear this beautiful trickle of the stream here. That's a very calming scene. The sound is incredible. And that's why fountains are so popular, and small water features, even something very small on a desktop can be calming for some people. Your mindful moment doesn't have to be in the daytime, it can be at night. Looking at a beautiful moon or a full moon on the brilliance that it provides for us is a very mindful activity. Just observing it for a few seconds, minutes, or whatever. Maybe taking a picture of it so you can go back and look at it and think about how it made you feel to observe that moon. So I'm going to try to pull it together here, because we always talk about a healthy lifestyle. So what does it really mean? We all have a healthy lifestyle. Some are healthier than others, obviously. How can we change it and make it best it can be? That's what we need to do, whatever your best is. So we need to look at what we're eating, the foods we're consuming every day. 50% of your diet should be fruits and vegetables. That's the most heart healthy diet. So think about that and look at your plate, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and say, is 50% of it fruits and vegetables? Because that's where we need to be going to help to reduce the cancers and heart disease in our country. Are you eating vegetables? They can be fresh, they can be frozen, they can be canned. But look at especially fresh fruits and vegetables that are around us right now at this time of the year, and see if you can incorporate some of them into your diet. Try maybe one new one a week or two new ones a week. Legumes are beans, and they are very, very healthy because they have lots of protein without the fat. Your whole grains are good for you. Seafood is actually a healthy food. Now, if you have a cholesterol issue, the shellfish, not so good. But seafood has, finfish in particular, lots of nutrients, lots of protein, and little fat. Nuts and seeds are always really very good for you too. Okay, so we'll get off the food for a minute. How about our interaction with other people? Socialize is great. Get together with your family and friends when you can to enjoy your meal. I know that's been challenging lately, but we're starting to have those opportunities to do that. Maybe your meal is a FaceTime or a video call with a friend or a family member just to catch up. We do need to be active every day. Our bodies are meant to be in movement. So being sedentary is really not the healthiest thing. If you have issues, difficulty moving around, I understand that. And you need to be as active as you can in the ways that work for you. Maybe it's walking around your house. Maybe it's sitting and doing some arm exercises, or my arms aren't even connected, are they? Just for a little while, or practicing, like flexing your fingers and your toes and bending your legs, or whatever you can do. Try to get enough rest and sleep to keep you healthy, because sleep is so important in our overall wellness. We need to try to get 8 to 9 hours a night. I know that's a challenge for a lot of people, but your body needs that time to regenerate itself. Be sure to drink water. That needs to be your beverage of choice. Drink water during the day. I wouldn't drink it too much in the evening. Maybe that's not such a good idea, but keeping your body hydrated is very important, because this is how you take care of you, of yourself. And that's what this is all about. And also think about nature. Some of these pictures, three of them were taken very close by, one a little bit further away. Just look at the colors, the movement, listening to the birds, or watching turtles in a pond or something. Just take a few minutes, take a look, observe it, see what is interesting for you, and then go out and look for opportunities to enjoy those interests. Okay, so we're going to try a mindfulness activity together. to kind of like almost finish off our program. And I would suggest that you be seated in a comfortable place, which you probably are, and that you have nothing in your hands, and your hands can be on your lap or at your side, whatever is comfortable. If you want to close your eyes, you're welcome to. If that's not comfortable for you, you don't have to. But you can lower your eyes so that you're looking down, because that helps to tune out what's happening around. So let's close our eyes or just look down for a few seconds. Just breathe, normal breathing. Pay attention to your breathing. Think about how the air passes through your nostrils. Is it cool? Is it warm? Try not to change your breathing. We're just taking a few seconds to figure out what is our normal breathing. Now let's change our breathing just a little bit. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Take your time. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale again. Exhale. Now this time, let's inhale and think about counting to 2, like this. 1, 2. And then exhale. 1, 2. So let's try that. Inhale. Exhale. Let's try it again. Think 1, 2. Inhale. Exhale. Good job. Let your breathing return to normal. Pay attention to your breath. Is it slow? Is it fast? A few more breaths. A few more breaths in this moment. And now breathe in this moment. And here's another moment. Okay, let your breath go back to normal. Flutter your eyes open. And think about how you feel. Hopefully you have a sense of calm and quiet. And I hope you were able to realize that we worked in moments, lots of moments, each breath a moment. And think about how you can change the next moment, maybe, or just enjoy that moment. I hope you have lots of great opportunities to take a look around you, enjoy what you see around you, whether it's inside or outside. Enjoy the beauty of life. And I hope you can get started today. Take a few minutes. Find some pictures you like to look at. Or maybe you can look out a window or maybe you can just look inside at something that you really love inside, piece of artwork, or um, maybe it's the artwork your grandchildren did or your children did. Just enjoy it. So thank you for joining us.